Welcome to the show, we talk about real film movies, which are both the same thing, but we'll talk about the news and reviews and your views on film and TV, and comic books too. We'd love to hear from you. We hope you enjoy it too. So subscribe to Real Film Podcasts and Review.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Real Film Podcast. In this, the 16th episode, we're going to cover some news and talk about films that are universally acclaimed that we just think are a bit shit or are overrated. Matt's here.
Hello.
Hattie's here.
Hello.
And I'm here. Let's do the show.
How come you didn't say hello? We said hello.
Because I've already said hey everyone.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's fair enough. Shall we start with the correct segment? What's the first segment? We did it wrong last week.
Well, what did you do last week?
I can't remember.
The news.
Let's start with the news anyway.
What's been going on in the news? What's been going on in the movie news? Well, that actor you like's done another thing. There's a few more reboots and a sequel too. And that other guy got caught with some cocaine. It's the news.
Have you got any news?
Yeah, it's been announced that following the other live-action Disney films, they're now going to do Snow White as well. Surprise, surprise.
Wow.
I know.
That's
top-notch
affects
news.
my life a lot.
Yeah.
At least that makes sense, though. Not like Lion King.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do you do a live-action version of Lion King?
It's
Real lions.
Live action. They should just call it like a remake or something.
But it's all mocap, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's mocap, but
So that's live action.
Yeah. Okay. It's still not live action. It's computer.
Yeah, but it's still performance. It's still a live performance.
There is performance.
It's a live
in it,
performance, therefore it's live action.
Is it definitely motion capture?
You could say,
I think so.
You could say that it's that about animation because it's still performance of the voices.
Yeah, but it's not
live
physical
performance. It can be.
Shut up.
Okay. So what's your news?
Is that it?
Well, yeah, pretty much.
That's the extent of our
I'm
conversation.
really excited
That's
about
as much as we care.
I'm really excited about the Sleeping Beauty one because Emma Watson's playing Sleeping Beauty, and that's
No, she's not. She's playing It's Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. That's fine.
Got it wrong.
You don't even know the film.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I don't even know what film it is.
I was thinking of Beauty and the Beast. I just said the wrong one out loud. I like all the Disney films. I like them all. They've not done Sleeping Beauty yet. Then
No,
that's the last one. They've done Cinderella.
can't wait.
They've done Maleficent.
Cinderella was supposed to be quite good, wasn't it?
I enjoyed it. I watched
the guy
it with your
from
mum.
Rob Stark in it, didn't it?
Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, can't remember. I enjoyed it anyway.
I couldn't really care less about these remakes, to be honest. Jungle Book was good.
Yeah, I liked
actually, if it's good, then yeah, fine. If it's not good, then who cares? Watch the cartoon.
I feel like I would have liked Jungle Book, but I feel like the experience we had made me not like it. Looking back. But anyway,
You can elaborate on that.
Oh, because
I got killed. That's how I got killed in the cinema. That really ruined the film for me.
No, there were loads of
stabbed
kids.
right in the face.
There were loads of kids, and they've been really loud, and they're chucking stuff and running around with light up. I was going to say sneakers.
Sneakers, man.
Light up sneakers. Anyway, that's my news.
Good. Do we care?
How are they going to do Seven Dwarfs? Do you reckon they'll cast
Mocap.
Little people.
Yeah, because I mean,
No,
there are lots of little
Peter
people that are
Jackson
actors,
style,
but
sort of.
Who knows?
They did do it in one. What was it? There's one version of it.
It's not Snow White and Huntsman. Because
possibly.
Ray Winston's a dwarf in that, isn't he?
Yes.
He's not a dwarf in real life.
No, he isn't. There's another one there.
Or
as
is
well.
he?
Maybe they'll just get Peter Dinklage and Warwick Davis to play them all.
I so thought you were just going to say the other one then.
A short one.
That's terrible. I mean, there are a lot of there's a lot of push to get people to play, or get people to hire actors that fit in the roles more. Like all this talk of like whitewashing characters and stuff, and using non-trans people to play trans parts. And they're saying maybe you should cast more people that are trans or different abilities and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Don't know what the stance would be on that. Don't know if they'll go
Who
like.
knows? It's far too political for
Well,
me.
you know what? There you go. Your turn. Chisel best.
My piece of news is that Tim Miller, the director of Deadpool the first, is no longer directing Deadpool the second.
Oh.
In air quotes, because of creative differences.
Oh.
It's always a good sign.
It's always a good sign. Just great stuff from Fox, as always. Hit another one right at the park. Well, to be fair, actually, it's Fox. It's apparently a conflict between Ryan Reynolds, the writers, and Tim Miller, apparently. And it's kind of like a 3 against 1, I think.
It's kind of strange, though, seeing as how well they worked together on the first one. They all seem to be quite in agreement with what the film should be and everything. So I wonder what these creative differences are.
I think apparently Tim Miller wanted to create something more stylistic.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I was just going to say, did he want to push it further, and they were kind of going, no, people aren't ready for a proper weird Deadpool
I think
film.
Basically, yeah. I think Ryan Reynolds kind of wanted to do the same thing, but again.
That's a shame. I'd like to see a really weird Deadpool film.
Yeah, he could do so much cool meta stuff where he's like time traveling and stuff, just because he can time travel because he's self-aware of being in a film.
Yeah.
You could do so much weird stuff.
Because that's more like what the comics are like, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's more like fourth wall and...
Yeah, but I'll come on to the first one in our main topic, actually. Because people raved about Deadpool, and it's like the highest rating R-rated film of all time. Is that right? Something like that. It's the highest grossing X-Men film as well, I think. Or up there.
I mean, that's not such a surprise.
But it's like... It's quite beat for beat superhero action origin story.
Yeah.
There's funny bits in it, but it's not like mind-blowingly brilliant. I wouldn't think, watch another hour of that, exactly the same but slightly different jokes, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's true.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, I've not even felt a big urge to go and watch it again. If I saw it on TV, I'd go, oh, cool, Deadpool, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Or I wouldn't buy the DVD.
Yeah, I've not gone and bought the DVD. Not like I do with the Marvel ones where... like Civil War, I bought it the day it came out.
Fanboy.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Yeah, it is a bit. But there's calls for Tarantino. There's a petition apparently for Tarantino to direct it. So yeah, because again, of petitions, Tarantino will be legally forced to direct this film against his will.
He's not going to do it, and I don't think it'd be good for him to do it.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what that would bring to it.
There's too many constraints for him to do what he would want to do with it. So,
yeah.
But do you want to know about other creative difference problems, Rob?
Yes, please.
Yes. Why don't I want to know?
And Hart, and the listeners. The Flash film has lost its second director now over creative differences.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Good segue, wasn't it?
Segue into your own news story, Matt.
Yeah.
Very good.
Good.
So much news.
Good stuff. Yeah. So, good one, DC.
Knocking him out the park all day long. Just keep knocking him out the park.
Yeah, it's just
second director they've lost. Yeah, good.
Second director they've lost on the Flash.
Oh dear.
It's. I don't get, because you kind of go one person. Yeah, okay, they both had different visions, but what is DC's vision if two people have come in and just started working on it and then gone, oh no, this isn't for me?
Yeah, didn't the first guy also pen a script? The first one he left, I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So that's worrying.
Yeah, it's strange.
It is strange.
I just wonder what they're trying to do with the Flash and stuff. I'm trying to just figure out what his vision was of it, rather than...
They're probably not going to say, are they?
No, probably not, no. He said, when I was approached by Warner Bros. And DC about the possibility of directing The Flash, I was excited about the opportunity to enter this world of characters that I loved growing up and still do to this day. I was also excited to work with Ezra Miller, who is a phenomenal young actor. I pitched a version of the film in line with my voice, humour and heart. While it's disappointing that we couldn't come together creatively on the project, I remain grateful for the opportunity. I will continue to look for opportunities to tell stories that speak to a fresh, generational, topical and multicultural point of view. So does that mean whatever they're trying to do is really close-minded and just...
I mean, essentially.
Yeah. Sounds it.
Who's looking forward to The Flash then? Hands up.
Yeah.
Well, I really like Ezra Miller.
He's good.
I really
That's the
liked
thing,
what
is
they
that
did with
DC
him in
and
the-
Warner Brothers have, like, what they've done is they've brought in quite a lot of decent talent
Yeah.
and not
And
let
not
anyone
use them.
actually use their talent.
Yeah.
It seems to be
Yeah.
what. And then Zack Snyder. What they've done, brought in loads of talented people and then put an idiot in charge of everyone.
Pretty much.
But it looked like he would be quite good in the trailer for Justice League.
Yeah.
He looked quite funny. He looked quite like natural and
He might be good.
yeah,
But
but
if you can't have a good character without having a good script.
no, you can't. They can
I
ruin
mean, you
it.
can.
can't they?
Well, he can be
ruin
good
it.
in a bad film.
That's true.
Anyway. Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait for Deadpool or The Flash.
Oh, what's everyone doing?
Why can't everyone just be working for Kevin Feige? It's
should just
great,
let
isn't
me
it?
do it.
Kevin Feige just makes it look so easy. How many, apart from the Ant-Man, that's the only times there's been some sort of dispute of.
Yeah.
But it's happening frequently with these other franchises.
And Ant-Man actually ended up good.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's not like it's had a creative difference and then gone really bad, and you can look back and go, yeah, that's why it was bad, because that happened.
Yeah.
Because it was still a pretty good fun film.
Yeah. How well. Let's move on to the next segment of the show, which is.
What have we been doing? What happened?
Guess we went to the cinema this week. We saw some films and we watched some Netflix. Listen up to our ill-informed opinions and then go and see it all anyway. Because who knows, not us, but we'll rate it anyway.
What have you been doing?
I'm in the middle of this really terrible film. It's got Owen Wilson, Reese Witherspoon, and Paul Rudd, and it's even got what's his name? Who's from The Shining? Jack Nicholson. It's got them in it, and it's the worst film I think I've ever seen. It's so bad. It's called How Do You Know or something, and it's.
Should we check a Rotten Tomatoes rating?
I think it's rotten for definite.
What's it called?
How Do You Know?
Oh, 32%.
32%. Oh, it's really not very good, and it's
Still
got a really
better than
good
Batman v
cast.
Superman though, according to
Oh,
Rotten
really?
Tomatoes.
Oh,
Wasn't that like
I wouldn't
27
say
or something?
that. I mean, I've not seen all of it, so I don't know how it ends up. But so far, I mean, oh god, it's painful to watch. I almost left it playing while I went to cook because I was like, I don't even care.
Wow, it's rebel without cause.
So that's what I've been doing.
I almost left a film playing on in the background once.
Because I didn't even care enough to watch it. Why would I put it on if I wasn't gonna? I mean, I don't even know. But it's because I finished watching Jane the Virgin, and season 2 isn't on Netflix yet. But that was great. I really liked that. So I wanted to watch something really like silly.
What else have we been watching
We've
on
been
Netflix?
watching. Oh, we've been watching. What on Netflix?
Yeah,
What have we been watching on Netflix?
with
Yeah. We've been watching Don't Trust the Bitch in Apartment 23. Have
Is
you
it
heard of it,
good?
Matt?
Yeah, I've
it's actually all right.
Is it from the because I remember it was on Eastman E4 or something.
Yeah, it
didn't
did.
it?
Yeah, Eastman E4.
I remember seeing the adverts and just going, that doesn't look funny at all.
No, it's actually
It's
really
kind of
funny.
E4
It's a
E4 really
takes
bad at
place.
advertising TV shows, so
Yeah,
their trailers are always horrendous that they have on E4.
Yeah, she plays
So
similar to a Jessica Jones character, but without superpowers.
Yeah, so it's a
Okay.
bit more outgoing.
So it's quite funny. It's all right.
It's really
fine.
funny. You said you liked it until Matt said that it wasn't very well received, and then suddenly you're like, oh, it's alright. It's
all right.
fine.
That's just good. Yeah.
It's whatever, so I didn't even like
it's
it.
not like it's no Parks and Rec
Well, no, it's no Parks and Rec, but it's
or Modern Family.
no, neither of those. But it's good for a half hour.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. It's fine. Whatever. I'm not like I don't have any sort of
Allegiances.
yeah. I'm not going to rewatch it again
No.
instantly like I would with Parks and Rec.
No, that's true. No, it's just fun to have in the background. But we've also started watching Westworld, or we haven't started watching. but
We
we're
spoke about this last week.
continuing watching
You didn't
Westworld.
bother turning up, so
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I wasn't there. You were
we're going to do that. I
away.
think we'll do a spoiler episode at the end. So
Okay, yeah, cool.
when it's finished.
Westworld's awesome.
Isn't it?
But yeah,
so
if you haven't
cool?
watched Westworld, check it out. It's
Oh
great.
my god, yeah, it's awesome. I want to
yeah.
watch like all of them all the time. Like I want to go back and rewatch each time we just watched an episode. I want to watch all of them again so that I can put it into context. I hate having to wait a week for each episode. Do you think though?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so used to like
Scheduled
binging.
TV, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm so used to binging on
what
like box
happens.
sets that now, like if I run out of box sets, I'm just like, oh my god, how do people wait? How do they remember what happened last
Joe,
week?
what we also did is we also watched the first episode of season 3 of Black Mirror on Netflix.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Which is all about technology taking over your life and sort of getting likes and stuff like that. And your obsession with binging box sets has just reminded me of that.
Yeah.
You should sort of wean yourself off technology a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie Brooker, he knows my downfall.
I mean, you at one point you were actually
I was checking.
refreshing Twitter or Facebook or something
wasn't-
while the woman
no.
on the screen was going around searching for more likes.
I wasn't refreshing.
It was a sad parallel.
I was
Very
checking
sad
if
parallel.
any more cats had come into my garden.
I
And
mean,
they
that's
could
worse.
see me.
That's lots worse. That's manyfold worse than
It's
checking
okay
your Twitter.
because I don't
Than
have to
checking
have,
your imaginary cat
I
garden
don't
on your
have to have
phone.
an imaginary cat garden anymore.
Which you're doing
'cause we're
right
gonna
now.
get
You're doing it
an
right
actual-
now.
Well, because we're talking about it and I want to refill the food.
Yeah, you have an issue. You need to stop.
Okay, what did you do this week?
I watched all the things that we just talked about.
Okay, what did you do, Matt?
Not a lot. I watched the latest Westworld that we've just spoken about. I've been rewatching the behind the scenes of The Hobbit, which just makes me so sad that
Oh no.
it's not as good as I want it to be, because everyone just put so much effort into it and it didn't always pay off, and it makes me a bit sad. But they're really good behind the scenes if anyone's interested in seeing how films get made.
Yeah, all the actors are really cool as well. They're always like
Yeah, they're
really
good
nice
behind the
guys.
scenes documentary. It's funny. Like even my mum enjoys watching them, so that's something. Well, no, but I'm just mean she's not into filmmaking and stuff, but she enjoys watching those ones because they're entertaining.
Yeah.
But there's nothing out at the minute. We were saying this before we started recording that there's just nothing worth watching at this, apart from Doctor Strange, which was good. There's nothing on worth watching, and I work at the cinema and I can get free tickets to anything, and I still don't want to go and watch any of it for free.
Yeah, it's a bit of a lull.
I don't sacrifice my time on any of the films that are out at the moment,
Yeah,
which
we've
is
got that problem.
a really poor display of what's actually on at the moment.
It's probably more of a poor display of what's on it.
That's Cineworld
it
specific.
made
sort of-
cinemas, yeah, definitely.
Well, there's probably loads of good indie stuff out there. It just doesn't get any sort of.
Yeah, it doesn't get any recognition, and there's just
Well, it's stuff like Captain Fantastic and Hunt for the Wilder People
yeah.
and Everybody Wants Them, which are 3 of my favourite films of the year, and none of them were shown at the local like multiplex. We all had to go to an independent cinema for each
Do we
one.
have to go for Everybody Wants Them as
Yeah.
well?
I think so.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So it's undoubtedly probably 3 of the best films of the year.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
it's just a bit sad.
Very sad.
It's
Ah,
a bit
well.
depressing. Yeah.
We've got tickets for preview screening of Arrival next week,
Oh, that should be
looks
which
good.
on Monday, so I'm really looking forward to that. And we've
I'm
got
looking forward to
Nocturnal Animals is out next
Yeah,
week, I think.
I was just about to say that. I really want to go and watch
I
that.
think, how busy has Amy Adams been? She's in both, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is in both.
Jeez, she's so busy all the time. She's in everything. I love her as well.
I might,
so it's great.
might go and do another double bill of those two when they're both out.
Oh, good plan.
Go and watch them back to back.
Great stuff.
See how they are.
Hardcore.
One of your famous double bills.
Yeah.
When you do a double bill, how do you plan it? Do you have like a loo break in between? How can you?
Yeah, I
arrange
just
it
make
so-
sure that there's about 10 minutes in between. Go on.
It's literally as you expect, really. It's sort of, you just plan them so that they don't overlap.
Yeah, but what if there's not like another one just after?
Well, you can't do it, can you?
Don't do it, Hat.
Oh, okay.
I write them an angry email saying,
Is there an order in which you'd like to do them specifically?
pardon?
Is there an order in which you'd like to watch them?
Oh, I don't know. I'll need to
Need to see what the
research them,
vibes
but,
are.
yeah. Whichever way round works best for time in toilet breaks.
Okay, yeah, now I see that. Cool.
Shall we
Yeah,
get on with the main
that's
segment
fine.
of the show?
Do that.
Yeah.
It's the Halloween special. Boo, scared you both. Didn't think it was that, did you?
That would have been
It's not a Halloween special though, because none of us watch horror films. So
No, it's not.
it'd be a pretty poor Halloween special.
It would.
maybe we should, because range of.
It's too late now. It's
Okay.
past Halloween.
Never mind.
No one cares anymore.
It's Christmas time now.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
You know, the only
Christmas.
thing worse than Halloween is when Halloween's finished and everyone thinks, "Oh, I can talk about Christmas now."
Yeah.
It's like, no, fuck off.
Especially as there's still
Leave
2
me alone.
weeks of November until my birthday, and then we can talk about Christmas.
No. December, mid-December.
Okay. No.
Oh, does he get bored yet?
But
Fatigue.
you've got the Advent calendar, so it's Christmassy on the 1st of December.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
when
but
Christmas
you get
begins.
fatigue.
And then Christmas lasts for
Silly.
25 days, and then it's over. Or 26. 26
Too
days.
much silliness. Anyway, the main topic this week
Yeah.
is...
Not Christmas or Halloween.
Nope. It's not seasonal in the slightest.
Okie dokie.
Well, it could be, because it's Oscar season's coming around.
That's it always seems to be
Maybe I planned it this way on purpose.
Yeah.
But we
Let's go with that.
did a Twitter poll with about 4 options, basically saying, please give us ideas. What's to do an episode on? So we had great films that we hate, prequels, are they ever a good idea? Harry Potter, and something else that I can't remember.
Is that what the topic's about today?
Yeah, it's the one we can't remember.
That's
So
what we
that's it.
won.
This is the one that won, and now there's going to be no episode.
Guys.
So we're going to talk about films that either are critically acclaimed or films that are generally considered to be classics or are generally just very popular that we don't really like.
Yeah.
So shall we start with films that are sort of critically acclaimed that we don't quite think deserve the acclaim?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah.
Have you got any, Matt?
I'm just getting my list up. Give me a sec.
Shall I go first?
No, I'll go first.
Jeez.
I know this one was mentioned on Twitter quite a few times, so I'm glad that I'm not alone in
Oh, yeah,
this.
we've got a load of feedback actually to read out at the end.
And that is Blade Runner. And I had to I'd heard for years how great this film was, and during the first year at university we did this thing called Secret Cinema, where every week someone will pick the film that we were going to watch, and nobody else would know what it is, and they'd literally bring it in, talk a bit about it, and just put it on, and we'd watch it. And someone brought in Blade Runner and said how it's like someone I quite respected as a filmmaker, and said how amazing it was, how much he loved it, how intricate it was, how much stuff there was going on with this film, and everyone was agreeing with him, like, yeah, I love it, yes, I can't wait to watch this again. And and I don't think I've ever watched a film and had that bigger anticlimax. The whole way I was waiting for something to happen, and it just didn't do anything for me at all. It got to the end and finished, and I just sat there going, I was so bored throughout the whole of that film. It did absolutely nothing.
Looking forward to the sequel then?
No, not at all. I mean, it's not even like, do you know when you've watched a film in the past and you've gone, I didn't really enjoy that because I was in the wrong mood, but I can kind of see that it's a film.
What reminds me of that?
It just wasn't like that at all. I just didn't like it in the slightest. I didn't see whatever the hype was at all about that film.
I don't know whether I've seen that one.
I've never seen Blade
Is
Runner.
that the one that's got somebody at one point, he says some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate up a hill?
I don't know. It's the one with Harrison Ford, and he's...
Okay, no, I don't think so.
I mean, there's this whole debate of whether because there's these things called replicants, which are like cyborg robot things, and he's like a cop that goes around decommissioning replicants or something like that, and the whole underlying thing is supposed to be that, oh, is he a replicant or not? And I was just I didn't care if he was or not. I just went, he's just a really boring character. So you can't just say, oh, well, he's boring because he's a robot. That's what's clever about the film. It's like, no, he's just a boring character.
Yeah.
Just doesn't do anything. You can't just say, oh, he's boring because he's a robot.
Robots can be interesting.
And also that quote is from Blade, not Blade Runner.
I mean...
Two
very different films.
Very different
Are
films.
they? I mean, I must have then seen Blade, but I don't think I've seen Blade Runner.
Wesley Snipes, Harrison Ford. Same guy, really. Very similar complexion.
I knew that it was a black guy that said it, but I didn't know he was in Blade Runner. What's Blade about then?
And people come to Blade's about
Vampire Hunters. Oh, okay. Okay.
That's right?
Yeah.
I just made that up.
Well, I mean, you could see where they're quite similar in a way. Sci-fi assassinations.
People come to us for film news, guys.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't come to me for that.
I've never seen Blade Runner, but it's one of those films where I've always heard the hype, and because it's quite a culty kind of classic as well.
Yeah.
I'm always reluctant to watch them in case I don't like them.
Maybe we should.
Maybe I won't watch it now.
Maybe we should.
Yeah, and everyone sort of one thing that really annoyed me about the film was that everybody went on about how amazing the soundtrack was, and I hated it.
Oh, really?
Was it really electronic, over the top, synthy sort of stuff?
Bit 80s.
And but it was set in a futuristic world, and I really hated the whole soundtrack. The film just did nothing for me at all. And even there's a really emotional scene at the end in the rain with one of the replicants talking to Harrison Ford, and it was a well done scene, but I was just sat there going, I don't care what this guy's saying. It's this whole speech. I think it's this whole speech about, and it's supposed to be about, like AI and stuff, and do they have feelings, do they have consciousness? And I was just going, I don't really care, just kill him and end this film, please.
Speaking of emotional endings of films that I don't care about, Titanic, that's my choice.
Yes, this is on my list.
People love this film. It's got 11 Oscars.
Yeah.
And it's just
the second highest grossing film of all time.
Oh, I just don't get it. I don't get it. The scene in the end as well, I'm like, just fucking, like, the direction that's seen in the end, right?
Yeah.
Why would you put a piece of cargo or whatever it's called in the seat that two people could fit on, and then have the story that one of them dies because he can't be asked to climb on it? Come on, all you have to do is make the thing smaller, and then it's fine. They're so lazy. It really winds me up. Yeah, and also, I have no interest in that film.
There's only one bit of that film that makes me feel emotional. It's when an old couple just get onto their bed and spoon. Because they're like, we're going to die.
And
so let's
just Celine Dion. So fuck off, mate. I don't need your emotion
I used to love
force
that song.
Fed through every single orifice of my body.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. That's what watching Titanic's like. It's like, oh, look how in love these people are. Look how much they love each other, and they're gonna die. One of them's gonna die. Shut up! I don't care. Show, don't tell.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest. I know you've got to have these characters that you relate to and who you see the story through. But the whole thing is sort of going, oh, look how tragic their love is. They're not going to be together. Not, oh, look how tragic it is. All these thousands of people dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just go, this shouldn't be a love story. This should be a disaster film.
Yeah.
And also, like, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, I was finding that to be a total unlikable prick, to be honest, so the whole thing.
Well, they're all pretty unlikable, aren't they? The whole thing.
I just don't like it.
It's really boring as well, isn't it?
It is dull. It's long,
until
isn't it?
Stuff starts.
It's quite
until
long.
everyone starts dying, it's really boring.
Until the ship goes whoop all the way on its side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could make a really interesting film out of that. It's such a interesting part of sort of history, and you know, if you approached it from a completely different way, you'd be able to make quite a compelling film. But obviously we're very much in the minority in thinking it's not a compelling film. But
I find the relationship tropes really boring.
Yeah.
I find that's going to be a lot. There's going to be a recurring theme about relationship tropes in my list, to be honest.
The whole bit where they stand on the thing and they're like, "Whoa, look!" with their arms out.
No one fucking does that, mate.
Well, actually, me and Bryony did that.
People do that in response to that film, not because they do it of their own accord.
I
wish you were a dickhead for doing that, to be honest.
Yeah, I felt like I was on top of the world.
It's awful. Have you got one?
Yeah, don't care.
Have I got one?
Don't care.
No, I don't care. I don't care about Titanic.
Don't care. Shut up.
But you do care about my.
I want to go again.
Yeah, I want to go again. My list's quite long, so.
Well, okay, my turn.
Snappily go through. You've only got one, haven't you?
Well, I've probably got a few. Well, yeah, I'm going to be in the minority here, but Gladiator.
Get out.
Mm-hmm. It's all just
the greatest actor in the world. It's not.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm so strong, I can kill everybody.
That's not what it's like. Well, you've clearly misunderstood the film, haven't you?
Revenge and righteousness and Oh, it's just boring. The whole thing is so boring.
No, it's not.
I don't care
Joaquin
about anything
Phoenix.
that happens. Joaquin
What
Phoenix is a
performance?
great actor.
Russell Crowe. Best actor alive.
Great actors. I don't care about them in this film. I don't care about anything that's
But
happening.
his family are
I
murdered
don't even care.
and raped.
I know, and I don't even care. That's how bad it is. I
any
don't
dribble
even
ball
care
would be-
when that happens.
See, we've had this discussion before, and you said it's not a bad film. I just don't really like it, and now you're saying
Exactly.
it's terrible.
No, I'm not saying it's terrible.
You just said it's that bad.
No, it's that bad to me. Like, it's that unreachable to me. It just doesn't click with
watching it
anything.
again.
I mean, brilliant acting, great direction. It's beautiful. It's an
Soundtrack.
interesting story, I guess, to somebody else, but it just
Soundtrack's great.
doesn't get me. So I don't like it.
Well, it's a tragedy, isn't
I'm
it?
just tired all the way through of all of it. I just don't like it.
Well, you're wrong, but that's fine. This is
I just
safe space.
I don't care about anything that's happening to them. I don't know why, because it feels all testosterone and macho.
It's just not like that at all, though.
But it's, you know.
There's a lot more films that are like that.
Yeah, no, they probably are, and I don't like those either.
Why don't you like macho things?
Because I don't understand macho.
But it's not macho. It's
can't
about
relate
justice
to it
for
at
his
all.
family.
Stop
I
saying
can't
macho,
really relate to that either.
Macho.
I think it's that I'm such a non-testosterone person,
Being a female.
being very, very female. But like, I'm not even quite. I'm not aggressive or standing up for myself-y. I just can't relate to it, and I don't understand it. And when people do that, however righteous they may be, I can't relate, and I'm just like, what are you doing?
Well, like Mandela.
Oh no, because he did it peacefully, on the whole. Well, actually got out of prison. Yeah, but that's in the face of more like.
Well, this is in the face of
This is in the face of
adversity.
like personal. I don't know.
You're just being picky because you hate Russell
Yeah,
Crowe.
just don't like
You just hate
him.
Russell Crowe,
I mean,
thinks
look
he's
at his
creepy.
face. Was it him that? No, it wasn't. It was Jared Butler. Apparently dressed up as Game of Thrones, but like gay of Thrones, and dressed up like as a really camp Game of Thrones character, and everyone was like, "Dude, that's not cool." See the pictures; it's really crap as
Okay.
well.
Well, put it
Anyway.
on Twitter or something.
Yeah. So that's mine, Gladiator, or any of those big sort of, especially deserty things. That's sort of era, like.
You're ruining the credibility of Gladiator every second
No,
you
because
talk
there
to
are loads
him.
of other ones.
I
What's
hate
that?
films in the desert.
What's that one with
I
the
hate
Achilles?
sand.
What's that one with
It's
the
so
Achilles?
Yes.
sandy.
Sorry, Anakin.
What's the one? What's the one with Achilles and what's his
Troy.
face? Troy.
That's because that's
yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is
but
a bad film.
That's a shit film. That's why. Maybe. Are
Okay.
you sure you don't just watch Troy?
No, I'm sure it was the Russell Crowe one with what's his face. Yeah, but Troy as well. It's another of those types. I see
No,
it
it's
as the
not.
same
Troy
type
and
of thing.
Gladiator are not even in the same spectrum.
There's another one as well with all the sand and gladiators.
Star
There's loads
Wars.
of them. There's bloody loads
Is
of
it
them.
Star Wars?
I'm tired
Do
of
you
them
bloody
all.
hate Star Wars as
Bloody
well?
hate it.
There we go.
Okay, your
Revelation.
turn.
Matt, have you got another one?
I'm trying to pick which one to go with
Let's
next.
go for
I didn't realise I
something that's
hated
critically acclaimed rather than stuff that's popular.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Ooh.
I didn't get through the first. I got to the first 45 minutes and then turned it off because I was really bored.
Is
And
that,
I know that's a really big call because I don't get me wrong. I think Stanley Kubrick is a genius, but I couldn't watch it. I couldn't get past the first 45 minutes of this film, and I don't know why. And I keep meaning to go back. I know that I should go
I think
back.
I've watched the start of this actually, not
As a
finished it.
filmmaker, I know that I should go back and appreciate what is considered an absolute amazing piece of filmmaking. But I just really don't want to. The first half an hour was such a drag that I don't want to watch it again, but it's been that long that I'd have to because I don't really remember what happened in the first half an hour.
What's it about? I don't know if I've seen this one.
I don't even really know. Like, it starts with all these monkeys and obviously it's like they're jumping about and they're playing with bones and stuff, and it's obviously pre-human life. And then they throw the bone up in the air and it spins around, and then it like turns into a spaceship, and then it's set in space. And then I think from there it's got like AI undertones and stuff. But
Oh, is it when the ship starts to eat the crew in space?
pardon? What did you say?
Pardon.
No, maybe it's not that one.
No, the connection dropped, so I don't know.
Right. Okay. Is it when the ship itself starts to eat the crew?
I think it might be. I think it kills them or something.
Oh, I have seen this one, maybe. But I thought it was really good. I was really scared, though.
That's it. It might be good, but I just wasn't compelled to keep watching after the first.
I think that what I did was I came in like really near the end when the ship was already starting to kill everybody, and then I was like, oh, this is scary. And so I didn't watch all the boring preamble.
Yeah, I know I might get some hate for that one, but I just... I've not been compelled to go back, so...
It's all about the hate.
I've got it on DVD, so one day, maybe.
One day. Maybe we could do an episode when we watch the films that we hate.
Yeah, and like do a talk along or whatever and be like, this is
running commentary.
Terrible. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then maybe we'll start watching Gladiator and be like, oh, it was Troy, I was thinking that.
Yeah. Where's Orlando Bloom? Thought he was in this. I'm going to go for another one that was critically acclaimed, and I'm going to say Boyhood. I didn't hate it.
No.
But it was quite boring.
Well...
It's a long film. I mean, this is a film that was like...
It's
filmed over 12 years.
Yeah.
It's Richard Linklater, who directed one of my favourite films of the year.
Yeah.
But there's not really a story. He's just filming like random scenes in this boy's life until he grows up. Then like 3/4 way through, the boy becomes a teenager and therefore obviously becomes completely obnoxious and horrible and unlikable.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a point where you kind of feel like this isn't going anywhere. I know that's not really the point of the film.
It's life though, is it?
Yeah, I know, but then I'm like, I don't just want to watch someone's life because that's boring. That's why I'm at the cinema, to experience something different from someone's life. And here I'm just watching some kid grow up. Like, that's cool,
person that I don't like.
I don't really give a shit. Yeah. And it's quite... I did get to a point where I was like, oh, this is quite cool. This is quite interesting, watching this kid grow up and this kind of home life develop. And there's a bit kind of in the middle where it gets quite sort of heated and interesting.
Yeah.
And then nothing really comes of it. And it's just like, all right, he's still just going through life. And I know that's probably the point of it, but then like that's not really engaging storytelling.
It's quite depressing to watch time happen so fast as well on screen, I always find.
It's kind of a bit strange as well, though, because obviously Everybody Wants Some was just a snippet of life.
Yeah.
That didn't really have a story.
No.
But it was really compelling.
Yeah, it's good fun. That's why.
I think if you're going to do a film that's just a thing, that like a film like this is about life, this isn't about... It doesn't have a story. I think it needs to be a short period of time, like a week or a weekend.
So you can put some context.
You can feel like I've just dropped in, like with Everybody Wants Some, it's like, yeah, I've just dropped in and these guys have had a great time and I've had a great time because they're all funny, they're all compelling. There's been a bit of a storyline, but it's just been quite fun and I can relate to all the characters. Whereas when it's somebody's whole life and nothing really happens,
yeah,
you just go, surely this kid would, like, something would have happened to this guy compelling. I mean, I've not seen Boyhood, but from what I've heard, not a lot happens to him.
No.
And that doesn't, like, even if you're the most boring person alive, you'll have an interesting story. Something will have happened to you.
Stuff kind of happens around him, which I think is kind of relatable.
Yeah, that's sort of bad storytelling. Like it's like screenwriting 101. Your main character, your protagonist, cannot be a passive. I mean, they can be passive in certain scenes, but throughout the film they cannot be passive. They've got to be making things happen. Otherwise, it isn't compelling viewing.
No, I mean, that's probably where it falls down. I do think that's intentional, though, that he's saying, look...
Yeah, I do think it is, because he's obviously a kid in it.
Yeah, this is...
When the big stuff happens. And he does take more control of his life, but I just wasn't interested by that point. I think it's far too long as well.
Yeah, it is quite long. I sort of thought maybe that you would relate to it more than me, because I thought this is a really interesting look at a boy.
I just found him quite annoying. I was like, oh, he's a bit petty and...
So I was thinking, oh, maybe this is an insight into, boys, but apparently not.
Anyway.
So that's you. Oh, is it my turn again? Oh,
we can move on if you don't have one. I've got one more critically acclaimed one.
Do you have any that you know that I don't like, that you disagree with?
Hateful Eight was one that we both watched.
Oh yeah, we both
and
were
weren't blown away by.
Yeah, less than keen.
I've still not seen Hateful Eight.
I wasn't blown away. I don't know if I was tired.
I'm a fan, so...
Huh?
I'm a huge Tarantino fan.
Yeah, so am I.
I mean, I like Reservoir Dogs.
I like every
Pulp
single Tarantino
Fiction,
film I've watched.
Kill Bill.
I can't think of a Tarantino film that I don't like.
Yeah.
And I just got really bored with Hateful Eight. It was so... I know he's like the master of dialogue and...
I think a lot of people did, though. I think a lot of people felt like that they got bored of it.
And we got a bit pulled out of it by the cameo as well, because we weren't expecting it. Or I certainly wasn't.
Yeah,
and then it's just like, oh...
But he got really well... He got good critical reviews and...
Well.
A lot of people liked it.
I think maybe we were just in a bad place when we watched it.
Oh, well.
Not like in a bad place, we're just really tired.
Emotionally.
I think it was the same week that we went to see it's that really long one with Leonardo DiCaprio and
The Revenant.
Yeah. I think we watched them like in the same week, and that's probably a mistake. So
exhausting week.
Yeah.
Yeah, some long
tired just thinking about it.
Yeah, me too.
Got another one, Matt?
I've got loads more. Critically acclaimed.
What about your favourite one to hate?
My favourite one to hate. I'm not going there yet.
Oh, okay, we'll build up to it.
Oh, I've got that. That's on my list.
Yeah, I think it's on everyone's list.
Gravity.
Okay.
I still haven't seen this, and I have no interest to watch it.
I don't hate it. It's just... It was very impressive. The visuals are absolutely stunning, and when you watch that in a cinema in 3D for the first time, it is enough to actually carry the film just about. You get to the end, and you start kind of going, I'm starting to lose interest now, because it's Sandra Bullock flying around space with a fire hydrant, using it like a jetpack. Which kind of really pulls you out of it, because the rest of it is supposed to be, oh look, it's all very realistic, even the sounds are distorted so that they're more like vibrations through the suit rather than actual sounds and stuff like that, because obviously sound doesn't travel in space and everything. And then she starts using this fire hydrant as a jetpack, and then it kind of loses interest in there. And then but the visuals are kind of enough to keep it going for once, and then you watch it on a small screen and it's just the most uncompelling film ever. It's got no charisma to it, which is really surprising when it's got George Clooney in it, and it was just really boring a second time around. And it got a lot of praise because of its technological advancements, which it should, but you can't just rely a film on that at all, and nobody really talks about it anymore, so it kind of shows that people were impressed by the technology, but actually the story wasn't anything interesting or compelling.
Yeah, I never sort of thought at any point that I kind of want to watch this, to be honest.
No, I think
watching trailers, I don't even know what it's about. It's just
I think I went just because someone else was. I think like Dad was going and went, "Oh, should we go and watch it on a Sunday afternoon?" So we just went, "Yeah, cool, yeah, let's go and watch it." And I did enjoy it, but rewatching it again, I go, I don't see that. There's no appeal to this film. Rather than watching it on a big screen in 3D, there's no appeal to it at all. And people still, like some people still do. When you bring it up, they go, "Oh yeah, that was great, that film." I was like, "Was it though, or was it just like visually very nice?" There's a difference.
Yeah. Oh.
Have you got any more critically acclaimed ones? I've got one.
I had Skyfall up there, which loads of people love, and it's critically got really good reception. And I loved it first time round, and probably even second time round. But I watched it again now, and I'm like, I'm not really that bothered anymore about this, to be honest. I don't know whether that's because I've watched Spectre since, and I'm just like, I'm bored of what they're doing now. I don't know, but I don't hate it really, to be honest. I think it's not as good as people seem to think it was at the time, but I think that's probably not a unique opinion.
No, I think I agree with you.
In general, in terms of James Bond's films, I don't really rate them that much. I would never. I think that's why Skyfall and Spectre, like Skyfall's better than Spectre, but it kind of did well because it was quite accessible. You could just go and watch it as a film rather than going, "Oh, look, it's a James Bond film."
Yeah.
So, whereas all the older ones I've watched, and I just go, "Yeah,
I'm not bothered."
That was a film. I'm not bothered by that.
I really like Casino Royale.
Oh yeah, I really like Casino Royale. Yeah. Although that's not aged well.
No, it hasn't.
It's not aged well.
That was 10 years ago. Today, I think.
Yeah, I don't know why it hasn't aged well. There's just something about it that's kind of a bit. I couldn't put my finger on what's off about it. There's just something kind of a bit strange because it's that's happened over 10 years.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. Do you want my? I think this is my last.
Yeah, go on.
Oh no! It's not. I've got so many.
Do them quick.
Braveheart. Don't see the fuss.
Yeah, I was going to say that one. It's another testosterone. Macho.
Yeah, I think it's too over dramatized, isn't it? It could be a good story, but it's all just
freedom.
Fight for your freedom.
Yeah, intense macho.
I hate Jews.
Yeah. Yeah. Other critic claim ones. Avatar. We've probably spoken about this before.
Yeah, not bothered. Don't care.
Not bothered about that. Not bothered about your sequels, James Cameron.
Yeah, get a life.
And these are two that, again, I might get a bit of hate for. They're quite similar. There Will Be Blood. It was. I watched it and I go, yeah, it's a well-made film, I suppose. And Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul Dano are good in it. But I was so bored throughout the whole film. I just didn't. So when you're watching something, going, "This is good," but it's not. It's not exciting. It's not compelling. And the other one, I probably will get hate for this, is No Country for Old Men.
Oh, you'll get hate from me.
It did. I don't know if it might have been the mood. It might have been the mood I was in on the day I watched it, but it just didn't really do much for me. That film.
Oh, that upsets me.
I don't hate it. It's just.
No, you said
you did. You said it was shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hate Coens and you wish they were dead.
No Country for Old Men's a masterpiece, and I have watched it and just sort of, that's another one I've ticked off the list of films that I should watch, sort of thing.
Good stuff. Shall we move on to popular films?
Yeah.
Everybody likes better.
Harry Potter. It's a pile of absolute shit, those films. They are awful.
They are really bad.
And this is coming from someone, and I think all three of us were big Harry Potter book fans as kids.
We were just the right age for it.
I've read all the books numerous times, listened to the audiobooks numerous times. I've not read or listened to them in years, but I'm still a massive fan of them. Yeah. Those films are such a disappointment.
They are a real disappointment. And the more times I've watched them, the more I put my finger on what is actually wrong with them. And
writing, acting, directing.
No, it's not. It comes down to the director. Like, visually, everything looks really nice. I mean, there is stuff that I wouldn't do, like the fact that everyone dresses in Muggle clothes all the time, and the whole point is not supposed to understand how Muggles dress. But I can kind of see why they've done it, because it
can lazy.
Basically. Well, it just makes it a bit simpler, doesn't it?
Lazy.
But the directing of the actual scenes, I don't even think the writing's that terrible. It's the directing of the individual scenes is just horrendous. It's like, David Yates, that's what he's called, who did most of them.
Isn't he doing Fantastic Beasts? Is it him?
He has done, yeah. It's sort of like he's given them the script and just said, okay, do you know your lines? And they've gone, yeah, we know our lines, David. Do you want to rehearse the scene? No, it'll be cool.
Just read them aloud.
Action. Okay, we'll do another take. Yeah, action. Cut. Yeah, was the camera all right for you? Yeah, lighting's good. Yeah, cool. Sound.
Did you hit record?
Yeah, we got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's move on. That's literally what it feels like. There's no breathing. There's no beats of silence where people think about what they're saying. They just say stuff to each other. They don't interact with each other at all.
They say things like shoelace.
Oh yeah.
And then crouch down in front of each other.
Oh, she's the worst actress I've ever seen in my life. She's
a really bad actress. She isn't a good actor. But that's what I mean. Like, Daniel Radcliffe has proven himself as a good actor, and
Swiss Army Man, great film. Check out a review.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
I still not watched Swiss Army Man.
Oh my god, no, you have to watch it.
But everyone, like, there's good actors in that film. Michael Gambon, Maggie Smith, what's he called? Hagrid. What's it? Robbie Coltrane. There's great actors in those films. Gary Oldman. Come on,
Weasley twins.
Oh yeah, those guys.
They used to live near me. I saw them in the Bullring once. I was like, oh, there's
Dobby the House
twins.
Elf, great actor.
Yeah,
Oh, it really upsets me because I had such a different image of Dobby in my head, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was. But it was so different. When I look at it now, all I can think of is the Dobby that's in the films.
It's alright,
It's
he's
really
dead
upset
anyway.
me.
Doesn't matter.
I didn't even care when Dobby died. That's how bad
No, I
they
didn't. Do you know what? I'm going to go out there and say Dobby's nearly as bad as Jar Jar Binks.
Oh,
I'd agree with that. to be
yeah,
honest.
I'd go with that. Yeah.
In the books,
He's only not as bad is because he's not a racist character.
yeah,
That's the only way in which he's not as bad as Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
and he doesn't pop up every 5 seconds. But because like in the books he's a little bit annoying, but he's kind of endearing at the same time. Because he doesn't get how to interact with people because he's a slave.
Yeah.
But he's trying to do something good. Whereas in the films, just like Harry, please just drop kick him or something. Out the window.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. Yes. And they just. It makes no sense. Like they've added stuff in, and I've probably mentioned this before, but there's a really, really stupid scene in. I think it's the Half-Blood Prince. Oh no, it's Deathly Hallows Part 1. No, it is Half-Blood Prince.
Sorry, I'll edit all that out, Matt. Sounds like a dick.
Prince. And they're at the Weasleys, and it's over Christmas. They're all chilling out, having a nice time. There's a really awkward Harry Ginny moment, and then suddenly there's like fire outside the Burrow, which is the Weasleys' house, and it's Bellatrix Lestrange like, I killed Sirius. So Harry just goes legging it out, and he runs past about 3 adults who they're all stood in the doorway, and he just runs through them. None of them grab him. Then he jumps through the hole in the fire, and then the fire closes up, and then they're fighting the fire, and then Ginny jumps through the hole, and then it closes up again really conveniently. And these 2 Death Eaters just don't kill Harry, don't kill anyone, just burn the house down. And it makes no sense because you just go, why would Voldemort not just go there and kill them all? He's the most powerful wizard ever. He would just go there and kill everyone.
That'd be because they didn't think it through properly.
But that's what I mean. It makes no sense because when Harry's at the Dursleys, whether it's quite contrived the reason why he's protected there, but there is a magical protection about why Voldemort can't kill him there. And at Hogwarts, obviously, Voldemort can't kill him. And there was supposed to be loads of protection around the Weasleys, which is why Voldemort couldn't just come and kill him. But if any Death Eater can just walk in, Voldemort can just walk in and kill him. But he doesn't. Yeah. And there's no reason why he doesn't.
Yeah.
But that's not in the book.
Because it doesn't say so in the script. So that's why, Matt.
How does that happen in the book?
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't. There's nothing like that.
No.
There's nothing like that in the book, which makes no sense because if it was in the book and it didn't make sense, but they kept it, you'd go, that's just because it's in the book. Yeah. They've literally gone, we need a scene where this happens, and everyone's gone, yeah, cool. Don't know how nobody's gone, yeah, but well, wait, no, that makes no sense.
But J.K. Rowling was quite involved I know she's quite involved in the early films quite a lot, but I don't know how much
casting and stuff as well, isn't she?
I don't know how much say she had in the latter films, but surely she'd be like, this doesn't make any sense.
Well, to be fair, she doesn't always stick to her own rules about everything.
No, she doesn't.
No. But that is because she's been writing the books over however many years. Little errors are going to slip through. But there's one that annoys books all the time, and it's when Percy, when he's a prefect, he takes points off Harry and Ron for being in Moaning Myrtle's bathroom because it's a girl's bathroom. And then when Ron and Hermione prefects, they're like, "Oh, you can't take points off students when you prefects."
Maybe rules have changed, Matt.
It's like, know your own rules, J.K. Rowling.
Maybe it's just school rules.
School rules have changed.
That happens all the time at school.
Yeah, man. No. Come on. Should we move on to something else?
Yeah.
We should definitely do a Harry Potter episode, though.
We should.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. We'll have to rewatch them all, reread them all.
That's a lot of time that I'm not willing to put in.
Yeah. Well, there's just that Harry Potter channel that I didn't realise was even a thing until flicked through, and we were just like, oh, this is the Harry Potter channel. Just constant Harry Potter.
Well, it's only for like a limited time. It's Sky, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. They just do limited channels. Come on. You got anything else?
Well, I was really confused about why it's just Harry Potter on loop.
Yep.
Anything else? Oh yeah, Zulu.
That could have gone in critically acclaimed, couldn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Well, is it critically acclaimed?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
I think generally. It's not aged well.
No. Well, no.
What's your problem with it? It's
racism.
Racism.
But that's the point, isn't it? It's not glorifying it, is it?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It's like, oh, there's only 100 of us, and there's all these thousands of these dirty, apish people. But we fought them all and we killed them all because we're the English and we do it well, even when it's against all odds.
Make Britain great again.
Yeah, I only realised when I was about 11 that actually it took me ages to twig, even though I'd learnt a bit of Zulu when I was little. It took me ages to twig that they were in Africa and they were invading Africa. And then I was like, oh, wait, we're the bad guys in this one.
Yeah, I just think it's a film of its time, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, but is that an excuse? I don't think that's an excuse.
No, it's not at all. I mean,
it's like Breakfast at Tiffany's with an awful racist character in it. I love the film, but oh my god, it's hard to watch sometimes, just bits. There's this guy who's like, I think he's the house owner, and he's just a white guy, and he's like got big fake teeth in, and sort of like he squints his eyes, and he's supposed to be a Chinese man, and it's just, I mean,
good.
Oh my god!
Do you want to do an impression?
No,
okay,
because that's
fine.
it's not cool, man.
What else have you...
Maybe it's a time thing, but still, I don't think it's.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that gets replayed a lot as well on like Sunday afternoons.
Yeah, and no one seems to question it or be like, oh, it's really bad, isn't it? It's really awful, glorifying all this awful genocide. Nah, it's colonisation.
Yeah.
British Empire, lovely time, greater times.
Independence Day, Brexit.
Yeah. But honestly, though, I can't believe people still like it.
You said it.
Honestly. Yeah,
Matt,
your turn.
What else have you got?
Love Actually.
Big guns.
I hate it because I tell people I hate this film, and they just go, "Oh, you're so cynical. You just don't like rom-coms."
Oh, no,
it's not because I don't like rom-coms. Yeah, they're not my
rom-coms are shit though.
They're not my type of film.
I quite like rom-coms,
but I don't. Do you know? If someone's got, I wouldn't choose to watch them, but if someone puts them on, I don't find them overly offensive. That's fine.
It's because they're too shit to be offensive.
I've watched quite a lot. Like Mum was watching The Holiday last night. I happily sat there.
Oh my god, again!
How many times has she watched it?
Like 100 billion.
She's got an issue with that film.
She has. It's a real addiction. We should get her like over Christmas. We should throw her like an intervention or something.
Oh, can you imagine if they made a sequel?
Oh god. Joe, she didn't like it at first though. Apparently, when she first saw it, and now she's got an addiction. So that's how they get you.
Hey, try this crack. Oh, that was horrible. Try it again. Oh.
Yeah. So
it's really Moorish.
Yeah. So I've got no problem with rom-coms. As I say, I wouldn't choose to go and watch one, but if there was one on, fine, I'll watch it. There's a couple of funny jokes in there. I'm all happy. But just Love Actually is this so completely contrived mess of Richard Curtis trying to be overly sentimental and clever and impactful and powerful all at the same time, and for me it all just completely fails miserably.
Yeah, it's not a good film.
I mean, just the only storylines I care about like a little bit in that film is Martin Freeman, because he's really funny.
Yeah.
As the porn stand-ins. And that's just, I don't really care about that story, it's just a funny story. And the only other one I care about is there's a woman who's got like a heavily disabled brother, I think, and she's sort of getting in a relationship with somebody, but she kind of has to focus on caring for her brother, so she doesn't go out with the guy. It's paraphrasing there, but it's something like that. And I go, yeah, that's interesting because it's got some emotional depth to it.
What about the Emma Thompson storyline? Do you like that one?
It's fine.
I really liked her acting. That's the only thing I like about the film.
Yeah, she's good. She's actually good in it, but I didn't think, to be fair, like Alan Rickman's pretty good in everything, but I didn't think he's very good in it.
No, that's true, actually, he's not.
And him and, he's like assistant, or he's someone that he's
secretary.
I just didn't buy that relationship at all. But the worst one, well, the worst two, is the really, really creepy one with Keira Knightley and
Rick from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, from Walking Dead.
Carl!
Who decides to, at his best mate's wedding, zoom in with his camera on his mate's wife and just film her instead
Get
of
his
filming
dick out.
Reddit. Yeah,
It's like the most creepy thing. Imagine watching that film back.
yeah.
Oh.
And you go,
Just,
oh my
the camera's
God.
just vibrating like up and down.
That's not sweet. You wouldn't watch it and be like, oh my God, he loves me. You'd be like, ew, get this fucker away from me.
Yeah, and then the whole
Why's my
thing,
camera sticky?
Ugh.
yeah, the whole thing that it's supposed to be sweet and romantic, that he turns up at their door playing music, pretending to be carolers, and then is showing her signs like, I love you so much. It's like, she just got married to your best mate.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
That's
That's
a
not
horrible
cool.
position to put her in, because what's she
Yeah.
going to do? Like, if she tells him, that's like
But-
being a dick to this guy, and if she doesn't, she's hiding it and making this like awkward secret in her marriage.
That's what I mean, though, but it isn't played like that. If it was
No.
played as, oh my God, this is really weird, that could be interesting. But no, it's played as, oh, this is really sweet.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not. It's creepy. But
It's creepy.
it gets worse in this film with Liam Neeson, and I don't know I should know what his name is because he's in loads of stuff. The kid,
Oh yeah,
what's he called? He's in Game of Thrones, and
he's in everything.
Yeah.
he's
He
in
still
every.
looks
Plays
the
Paul
same
McCartney.
age.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
plays
he
Paul
does.
McCartney in Nowhere Boys. That
That's a
kid,
good film.
That's good.
that is a good film. But I just hate their storyline so much that, again, that could be interesting. His wife has died, the boy's mum, and he's got to look after him now. Again, could be a really interesting relationship, a really interesting story. But no, it just goes down to, I love this girl that I've never spoken to. All right, I hope you get her.
I will
Okay.
find her.
But let's go
I
to
will
the
kill her.
airport. Let's go to the airport and you can run through security. It's like, you've never met the girl.
Yeah,
I know it's supposed to be about like innocent young love, but
then they kiss and everything.
no,
That's
Just give your kid a
creepy.
slap, mate.
yeah, no
it
boy
is.
that age is doing that for a girl.
Plus, she looks like 5 years older than him as well. Well, not 5 years
Yeah.
older. She does look older than him though.
I think she's supposed to be a bit older, but
MILF.
it's so. Oh God, I just hate it so much.
It is bad. Can I talk about a rom-com that I hate?
Yeah,
Notting Hill.
Ah,
Oh, I thought we watched this
have you even watched
at
it?
uni, and I fell asleep in it about 4 times
Well, then
and
you
woke
didn't
up,
watch it all,
and the
did you?
film was still going on, and I wanted to die each time I woke up.
I like that film.
Oh, it's so dull.
It is.
So
very
there's only
dull.
one good rom-com, and that is About Time.
That is a good rom-com, but I would raise you High Fidelity. John
Is that
Cusack.
like a rom-com?
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's good.
Yeah, but I'm just sick of just rom. I just don't get them.
You say that
No
you're
one
sick of
talks
them,
like
but you
that
don't
in real
actually
life
watch
to each
anything.
other. No one talks like they're doing rom-coms to each other. I just find them very tedious, very boring, very generic, very like, oh, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? That's the thing, isn't it, about rom-com? Isn't that nice? That's just another way of saying it's incredibly dull and not interesting anyway. It doesn't ask any questions of you. It's just, oh, look at two people, they're happy together, aren't they? I wish I could be happy. Oh, I'm so sad. Oh, let's watch another rom-com to make me happy until I realise that my life is just really sad, and that's why I love rom-coms.
But I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy,
Oh, fuck off.
asking him to love her.
Fuck off. It's just shit like that, isn't it? What the fuck does that even mean? It's just shite. It's just nonsense.
I swear someone must have used that one day.
It's just shite, isn't it? So
That's such a creepy
Yeah.
thing to say.
so I'm going to have Notting Hill, but also
It's like talking
every
about yourself in
rom-com.
the third person.
every rom-com ever apart from About Time. Because of
And High Fidelity.
and High Fidelity.
What about Four Weddings and a Funeral? Did you watch that one?
No, I haven't seen that.
It's
See,
kind of
I
the
didn't
same
mind that.
vein as Notting Hill.
I didn't mind that until the end, and then I got really annoyed by it.
I can't remember what happens in it. I just remember it being like the
Just
same as
basically
Notting
Richard
Hill.
Curtis is just a massive dick. Waste of space. Apart from
No,
About
because it's
Time.
Blackadder,
True.
Black
which is pretty good.
Maybe she's stuck at Blackadder.
And he did About Time. He did do About
I
Time.
know, I just said that.
So,
Yeah.
That's fine. Just cut out the
Idiot.
middle stuff.
yeah.
Just the
You've
90s,
wasted 20 years of your life,
90s and
mate.
thousands. Yeah.
Anything else?
In terms of rom-com.
I've some. I'm not sure what section. If these would be critically, I mean, they are generally critically acclaimed, but they're a bit different, and they are documentaries by Michael Moore.
Oh, okay.
Oh, bloody hell.
I just find them
Very niche.
Very niche.
I just find them so in your face, and I mean, every documentary is going to have an agenda.
Can you give us some examples?
Michael Moore's a documentary filmmaker, generally very biased. So he's done Fahrenheit 9/11, which was his one about obviously 9/11 and why it happened and stuff. Sicko, which is the only one I actually do kind of like, even though it is still in your face, which is about the American health service, and like Bowling for Columbine, about shootings in America, and which one? I can't remember any of the others, but I just find that they're really critically acclaimed. But I don't know, every documentary has a objective and a bias. It's going to come at a subject from a certain angle. That's you can never make a film unbiased, really, if you making it about such political issues as 9/11 and mass shootings and everything. You're going to come at it from an angle, but he's just so overly forceful. He doesn't let you form your own opinion, which is what a good documentary filmmaker will do. They'll lay out facts and go, well, what do you think? Whereas Michael Moore just completely twists the truth. Like, there's this one bit in Bowling for Columbine where he's showing these bank adverts, and basically they're saying, open this account today and you'll get a free gun. And he's sort of going, that's completely wrong. It's that easy to go and get a gun. And then he cuts to a scene where he walks into the bank, signs up for the account, and then the woman hands him a gun over the counter. And then he comes outside like, oh my God,
I've got a gun. But actually, that's not the protocol. You do get a gun with the account, but it's not that easy. You do have to go sign a load of forms. They don't keep the guns on site. They don't keep ammo on site. You have to go all the way over to this other place to get your gun and sign for your gun and everything. You don't get it for a certain amount of time. Whereas he walked in and said, like, I'm here with my film crew. Can I just get the gun now? Can we sort that out? And they sorted it out for him. And I just don't get what the appeal is in being shouted at for an hour and a half by some fat American man going, this is what you should think. I'm just like, yeah, I know you're like, yeah, I know that shootings in America are bad, and I know gun control in America is bad. Maybe some people don't know.
Can you give me something else rather than just shouting at me for an hour and a half that that's bad, or that America's friendship with the Saudis is too close and that's why nothing will ever happen after 9/11?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know that. Give me something else.
Give me some more.
Yeah, he's just so overly biased. It's kind of really sort of dull to watch, and he just tries to spruce it up with really flashy editing and stuff, and it just doesn't do it for me.
Ah, well, it's a shame.
It is a shame.
I'm going to mention one more thing. If everyone's out,
Yep.
I'm out, I think.
I'm just going to mention Pixar.
Ooh.
And specifically Inside Out.
Ooh.
Because Inside Out came out last year and everyone was raving about it, saying, oh, it's so clever, it's so unique, it's so, and it's like, oh, it's not though, is it really? I mean, if you're a kid, maybe it seems quite clever, but if you're an adult with, functioning brain cells, it's not really that clever, is it? It's just kind of like Pixar films, like generally good quality, fine, good kids films, great. Yeah, Toy Story, good. And that's kind of my limit with these films. I just find it hard when people say, "Oh, it's great. It's so good." I'm like, is it that good? Or is it just a good kids film?
Yeah, I think
I don't get all the hype around Inside Out. There was so much hype around that film, and I watched it, and people were saying, "Oh, it's really clever. It subverts all this genre stuff and whatever." And I was like, "Oh, okay." It didn't really do that for me, but I don't know.
See, I did like Inside Out. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was quite bored, to be honest.
Yeah, I think with the whole thing of like a film like that is that as an adult, you probably already know every message that film's telling you.
Yeah.
Whereas I think, if you look, it is clever, and you go, oh, I think some parts of it, that's a clever way to get that message across to children.
Yeah. I
think that's kind of what I thought about it. I was just going, yeah, I already know that, happy and sad memories form whom you are. Both have an equal impact on who you are, and
that's why I'm clinically depressed.
Yeah, you can have bittersweet memories. I already know that, but I was just sort of going, oh, it's kind of interesting how they do it. But I kind of agree in a certain sense of, I don't hate them. I've enjoyed like quite a lot of Pixar films, but people act like they're completely revolutionary, and I'm just kind of they're fun. Like Toy Story is fun. I really enjoy watching Toy Story, but
I think that's my issue. When people are like, "Oh, it's amazing." So
have you seen Up?
Yeah.
Did you like Up?
I didn't give a shit again, to be honest.
I got upset at the beginning.
Isn't the start? The start's a lot better than the rest of the film.
I think that's it. The start's very powerful, and it is very, and it does inform the rest of the film, but not as much as maybe it could.
Yeah.
I think, but again, I think that is because it's a kid film. A kid's film, you can't go too complex, can you? Because they're not going to understand.
No, I'm not saying they should go more complex. I'm not saying they're not brilliant kids films. I'm just saying that people who are growing adults shouldn't claim that they're like ingenious when they're really not that ingenious. But
as you say, they're clever for kids films.
Clever if you're a small child or have the same mental capacity as one. That's going to insult a lot of people. I'm only kidding. It's fine. If you like it, that's fine. Whatever. Should we do some feedback?
Yeah. Feedback. Yeah.
From people on Twitter. I've got quite a lot of feedback, which is nice as always. Eddie Gardner says, "Under the Skin. People held it. I found it dreary and dull. Book is so different and much more interesting / enjoyable."
I've still not watched
I watched
that.
the first half of Under the Skin, but it was really late at night and I was tired, and I thought I need to kind of watch this because it's a bit weird and I didn't get back to it.
I feel like you've got to be in the right mood to start watching
so I might try and watch it again
at
some point.
Put aside an evening.
But I can kind of see from the first half an hour why you'd find it boring.
I didn't realise
it's very slow.
Book, I might read the book.
Yeah. We Have a Hulk pod said, I think Gladiator was overrated.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. See, it's not just me.
And coming up now, we've got quite a lot of
Troy as well.
Huh?
Did they watch Troy as well?
Everyone's just so confused.
I'll tweet them and say like, "Are you sure it wasn't Troy?" We've also got quite a lot of Scorsese hate going on.
Gosh, yeah.
So HC Movie Reviews says Taxi Driver and also Platoon and The Godfather. And I sort of questioned him on The Godfather, and he said, like Taxi Driver, I found it to be one of the most boring films I've ever seen. So many years of them being bigged up.
Oh, I must say, I do love The Godfather.
Yeah, I love The Godfather. I can't endorse that opinion, to be honest.
I can't agree with that at all. I've not seen Platoon, I've not seen Taxi Driver.
I feel like I've seen Taxi Driver, but not for ages.
I really enjoyed Taxi Driver.
I feel like I did enjoy it, but I can't remember it very much.
I can't remember why.
I need to watch it again.
But I can remember enjoying it.
And then Kevin Dillon on Twitter says Scorsese double bill, Taxi Driver and Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas is one of my favourite films of all time.
I love that film.
I kind of like The Godfather and Goodfellas, but I'd sooner watch Goodfellas any day.
Yeah, I would as well, actually.
Yeah.
It's more fun, isn't it?
It is,
yeah. It's more fun, it's more entertaining. Like, Odeon put an original print of it on a few years ago.
Oh, that's cool.
And none of my other friends had seen it. I'd watched it and loved it. So I dragged them all along to go and watch a showing, and you could see the burn marks in where the film had decayed and stuff in it.
Oh god!
And it was just awesome, and none of them said anything throughout the whole film, which is unlike them. They don't like talk a lot, but sometimes they nudge each other and whisper.
Yeah.
And
dickheads.
None of them said anything. I was sat there going, "Oh my god, are they really bored? Are they hating this?" I've dragged them on to come and watch this really long film, and at the end they all just said, "Oh my god, that was amazing! I loved that." And I was like, "Phew."
It's a good film.
I love that we've got it on DVD and you have to like swap DVDs because it finishes on one DVD and you have to put the new one in.
All the best films.
All the best films
need
do
a
that.
toilet break in the middle.
Yeah.
Plain Simple Tom on Twitter says, wouldn't say hate, but I think The Wizard of Oz is completely overrated. Cute angry gasps. I'd probably go along with that. I don't care about The Wizard of Oz.
I've not seen it in a long time. The only thing I can remember is the first bit of Dorothy.
I can remember it's been very of the time, in which, I mean, very, very slow.
Yeah.
And
that's just the problem with it, isn't it?
A lot of stuff's dated.
Its age hasn't. Yeah, it's just dated.
One for you here, Matt. Gamer Chris says, really think Blade Runner is very overrated.
Thank you, Gamer Chris.
And also Steve Toogood also says, I have to agree with you two as well. Blade Runner just didn't get the fuss.
Thanks, guys.
There you go. Two honest guys say, I'm a sucker for the classics, but more recently Toy Story 3. This is difficult.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier.
Oh dear.
And Deadpool. My God, did I hate Deadpool. Winter Soldier is my probably. I put Civil War at the top of my list when we did a ranking on the website, but I still think Winter Soldier is probably my favourite, actually, in hindsight. So I've just no idea what's going on there, to be honest. Toy Story 3, yeah, I wasn't bothered. Everyone keeps going about it, how they were crying at the end, and I watched it, and then I still didn't know which bit people were crying about.
Yeah. I never gave my toys away, I've still got them, so.
They cried the bit where they all hold hands and they're all going to die.
But they're obviously not going to die.
Well, they're not, they're just going to someone else's
It's not the end of Lord of the Rings, is it? When Frodo does metaphorically die.
Well, it's not like Schindler's List when all those people actually did die in real life and it's awful and terrible.
Yeah, exactly. And it's bloody toys, mate.
Saved them with your rings and
people
your car.
cry at Schindler's List. A guy in my uni did a we had to do a presentation. He did a presentation on Schindler's List, got halfway through and got so emotional that he started crying and just went, I can't do with this, I can't finish this, and just pulled his memory stick and sat that down.
That sounds like something I would do.
I don't know if it was a ploy because he hadn't done the rest of the presentation.
Yeah, just hadn't bothered. Maybe.
That sounds like something I would do.
It was pretty awkward either way. So.
It was a bit. And Deadpool. We talked about this a bit before, but I was like, it's good, it's fine.
I can see why someone would hate it.
Yeah, very crass.
Yeah, and
it wasn't particularly.
It's not as clever as
it's not as clever as it thinks it is.
Yeah,
is it? Which I think is annoying. And Armin Rushdie, is that how you'd say that?
Yeah,
I guess so. I should practice reading them out before I do it first time. He says so many. Most recently, probably Deadpool or Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, I enjoyed Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. I guess when I rewatched it, I didn't like it as much as I did first. I think it's like people who watch it. There's people who watch it and think, "Oh yeah, I wish I was this guy," and that's not the point of the film at all. And sometimes I think it does blur those lines a little bit.
Yeah,
where it kind of blurs the lines between like glorifying that lifestyle and condemning it.
Yeah,
I think it does blur those lines quite a bit.
Condone and condemn.
Yeah.
But then is that the place of the director to tell us which way?
Don't know. Who knows? But yeah.
Nice.
Sarah Buddery on Twitter says Boyhood.
I think
Sorry, moved on. Do it again.
I was just saying, I think that's the point of Wolf of Wall Street, though, isn't it? That it in the end, it kind of goes, yeah, that was really, like, it was really bad what he was doing. It was really wrong. But I think because it's done from his perspective, he thought it was great at the time.
Yeah, and it sort of shows you how anyone can be swept up in that sort of thing.
You're going, oh wow, this is wild.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what to think about this. And then at the end, he's lost everything, sort of, and you go in, oh yeah, that's probably bad that he did all that stuff.
Yeah, you're a dick.
Yeah, but because it's shown from his perspective, I think it works. I think it was because of that, addresses the camera, doesn't he? I think if it was told from an outsider's perspective, you would be going, this kind of feels weird that he's glorifying all this. But I think because of the way it's done, it does work.
It does work. Sarah Buddery on Twitter says, Boyhood, I'm not even sorry, haha. Yeah, we said that.
Yeah. You agreed with this?
I did agree with that. Lee McMonigal says, give me a funny look as though I said that wrong.
No, it's just I can't read very well because I don't have my glasses on.
Oh man, right, I know I'll be hanged for this, but the Harry Potter series does my nut in, man.
We agree.
We agree. I think all of us agree with that quite a lot. So yeah, you won't be hanged here.
No.
We'll
cut you down.
Yeah.
One of us.
One. And Superflix Movies says Iron Man 3, which I'm not sure counts as a, because it's a pretty divisive film. Yeah. I think it's okay not to like Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it, but
I like it.
I think you're fine not to like that. That's it. That's all the feedback.
Good feedback, guys.
Do we have a next segment?
Yeah, just
Yay.
about.
Have you made a theme tune?
Cobbled something together. Yeah, so this is the 1-star Amazon film quiz thingy-mabobby that we've been doing. We've missed a couple of weeks.
A couple, like a month.
Yeah. No, I think we've missed 2. 3 maybe.
It's at least 3.
Which is basically where I find 1-star
But Paul got
reviews.
upset.
Yeah, Paul got upset.
Since Paul
This
is our
for you,
patron,
Paul.
we have to
This is
do
all
it.
for you. And this is where I pick kind of the opposite of what we're doing today. Generally popular, well, kind of similar to what we're doing today. Generally popular films, and I find the 1-star reviews on Amazon, and I read them out, and these guys have to guess what the film is from said review. I think Rob's winning. I think it's.
Yeah, I think I'm losing.
I think it's. Is it like 4-6-2, something like that?
Yeah.
Consult the spreadsheet.
6-2, I think.
I've got a spreadsheet.
Oh, is that just imaginary?
What was all that typing you were doing?
It was fake. It was fake typing.
It's all an illusion.
I was acting.
Is there a man behind the curtain?
No. Should we get into it?
Yeah.
You ready for the first film?
I'm
Yes.
on the edge of my seat.
Film number 1.
Lord Rings.
No. Let me find out.
What
I've
film it is.
screenshotted some of them, and you can cut this stuff out.
Oh, cheers.
Yeah, give him loads of editing to do.
Okay.
He always loves that.
I looked at those words.
Excuse me. Okay, film number 1, review number 1. Most overrated movie of all time. This film is often mentioned as people's favourite film ever, regardless of whether they've actually watched the film or not. So his first sentence makes no sense. It is universally held up and adored as a great film, and to question it is to invite ridicule and personal attacks. So that is what I'm going to do, and see if the sheep can think of something more original than telling me I don't know a good movie, I didn't watch the movie, or I'm blind, or I am like 12 years old. I don't think this movie is awful, even though he's given it a 1-star, but I think it's quite boring, predictable, and just not deserving of the praise that is sent its direction. If you want a more detailed reason of why maybe I didn't like it, I will try to provide you with one. Sorry, I need to skip a sentence out here because it will give exactly away what it is. It's a movie about forgiveness where the main character has nothing about which to be forgiven.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
Oh, what?
How did you get it from that?
It was in my suspicions from the start, to be honest, but then the bit about forgiveness and because he's innocent.
What's
He is
the
innocent.
sentence that you missed out?
It exploits the social stigma of prisoners to create its emotional impact, but then unrealistically represents the characters we meet as essentially saintly.
Boom.
He's right. I don't know what you're talking about.
Shall I read the rest of it? It's quite. The movie draws its emotional power from this idea of redemption or change. Without such an arc, Shawshank is just a movie about an elaborate means for escaping from prison and the hijinks that ensue in the meantime. Yeah, it goes on for a while. I won't read it all. You get
What's he
the
talking
point.
about? It's a great film.
We've got work tomorrow.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we are. We've got things to do. Yeah, good stuff, Rob. 1-0.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Let me just. Yeah,
Do
there's some
films that
other.
I'll get
There's
mad.
quite a few people who just don't get Shawshank Redemption, but Shawshank Redemption bombed when
Yeah,
it
it
first
did.
came out.
Did it?
Like, absolutely bombed. Yeah, it did get nominated for awards, but it got critically, apart from like the reviews and stuff and how much money it made was terrible. But now it's become one of the best DVD sales films ever, and obviously now it's considered a classic, I suppose.
All in thanks to ITV2.
Yeah. Pretty much. Oh yeah, someone called it the simple person's classic. I've watched this film 3 times over the course of perhaps 10 years, hoping I will think it's worth all the 5-star reviews I've now given up. It's the sort of film simple people think is great. They would also consider the Star Wars to be classics. Of course it could be me. No, it's rubbish.
No,
Wow.
it's you, mate.
Yeah, it's just you.
Yeah.
You dickhead.
Cool. 1-0, Rob. Should we get to the second film?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I've got some quick short fire reviews for this one to start off with, and then I'll get onto the longer one in a second. Didn't like this film. 1 star. I consider myself to be a fan of many types and styles of film, and often enjoy movies which some may class as weird or unusual. Other review, this is an excellent film, and I respect their views, but to be honest, I just didn't enjoy it. I couldn't understand it, and I just couldn't get it. Too weird for me, I'm afraid. Which is one of the most passive...
Pan's Labyrinth.
No. It's one of those passive-aggressive, negative reviews I've ever read. Terrible by Toby. This film is one of the worst I've ever seen. It starts off very slow, then picks up, but the last 30 to 40 mins turn the film from an okay film to a terrible one. Which makes no sense, because he says it picks up. So...
Yeah.
It gets better after the halfway mark, but it also gets worse.
Yeah. Another movie... Oh, no. Good Action by John. Another movie we... Excuse me. I'll start one sec.
That's staying in.
I'll start this one again.
Oh, Matty.
Good Action by John. Another movie we've seen before ruined it with the story they produced. Good fight scenes and that's it. Disappointed. That one just doesn't really make much sense at all. You idiot.
That's complicated.
Do you want a longer review?
Yeah, go on.
Superman.
No.
Batman.
Get ready. You might get this pretty quickly. I hope you've seen this film. You might not have even seen it, to be fair. Why do people insist on saying this is a modern classic? It is rubbish. Pitt was on form in 7, but in a step too far for the unlucky man married to Jennifer Aniston, he fails miserably.
Mr. and Mrs.
A silly
Smith.
plot. No.
Fight
a silly plot. Fight Club, yes.
Oh, I've not seen Fight Club.
You are right. I won't share. I'm trying to see if there's any other good, interesting reviews.
Nah, let's move on.
You tired, Rob?
It's getting a bit long, innit?
You want to go to bed?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Film number 3, 2-1 Rob.
Okay.
2-0 Rob. 2-0 Rob.
2-0.
You're back, won't you?
Come on.
You can maybe claw it back a little bit, Hat, but
Okay.
this seems to be a recurring theme here. So.
Yeah, I'm just I'm bad at this.
Yeah. 1 star. Cynical right-wing propaganda. Fox Hay. That's by Fox Hay.
Oh.
It always it's not just a random word. It always amazes me that there are so many positive reviews of this appalling film. On the surface, it is idiotic, banal, and cloyingly sentimental. At its roots, it is a cynical piece of right-wing propaganda. The basic meaning of the film is that if you are an idiot, you can conform and do not question authority or think for yourself. You are a hero. If you challenge the government, think
Idiocracy?
for yourself. No. If you think for yourself and refuse to see the world in black and white, you will be unhappy, exploited, and die of AIDS. The philosophy behind this film is so mind-blowingly stupid, it is offensive.
Philadelphia?
No.
Milk?
What kills me even more is the way that music made by artists who would by no means have agreed with the politics expressed in this film have been used to sell it. The positive reviews it gets are a depressing example of just how easy it is to manipulate an audience into going along with something rotten to the core through the use of a banal sentimentality. Any ideas?
Right-wing propaganda.
Right-wing propaganda, but
I think
that's
you'll
overly
laugh.
sentimental.
I think you'll think it's quite funny when you find out what the actual film
Schindler's
is.
List.
No.
I did think that initially.
The most offensive film ever made.
Oh.
This is
Inglourious
truly
Bastards?
No. This is a truly offensive film, morally corrupt and deeply cynical in every way. At its core, it's the same person written this. It is a banal central message that the American dream is alive and well and available to everyone, even a mentally challenged cripple.
Oh, Forrest Gump!
Ah!
Yes!
Damn it.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering where the AIDS reference would come into it.
Yeah.
That's strange.
I might finish this over review off because it's quite funny.
Yeah, go on.
If only they try hard enough and have faith that Uncle Sam is always right. Oh, Forrest is crippled. Forrest tries to run and his crutches fall away and he can run. Run like the wind because he believes so much. Truly disgusting stuff.
A man regaining use of his legs is truly disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's factually incorrect, but I wouldn't say disgusting.
No. The flip side of this fluff is, of course, that all those cripples out there who can't run are just not trying hard enough. I don't think that's what it's saying. And so it goes on and on. Everyone can do it if they just try.
Isn't that point that Forrest Gump is like 1 in a million? Well, not 1 in a million, because there's loads.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
He never actually says that, does he?
God. No, he doesn't actually. It's a different line, yeah.
Yeah, see? Do I get a point for that?
No.
Oh, fuck it.
It's... I don't get why people kind of act like Forrest Gump is this. I've never seen it as a political thing. I've just seen it as it's quite funny, and I've just find it quite an enjoyable, funny film. I've never gone into it and looking at it as a political piece of work.
I just thought that it was a bit like Being There. If you've seen Being There, it's about this guy who just sort of stumbles into being like really famous and loved.
Yeah,
he doesn't even mean to. He just stumbles into it, and then it's just like completely unaware of his status in the world.
Yeah, I think like people seem to have completely misunderstood the film, that they're saying, oh, if you just try hard enough, you get everything.
Because he's not trying at all.
That's what I mean. Forrest isn't trying. It's just this funny thing that, with a lot of pop culture references, that he's just happened to stumbling into.
He's stumbling through things like the smiley face and all that kind of thing when he's running, and he's just running, and why is everyone following him? And and he's like on TV with John Lennon and stuff. Yeah, it's like stuff. The world happens around him. It's not about him doing anything. It's about everybody else falling themselves for him. Yeah, I've misunderstood it.
Yeah, but
good stuff.
2-1 Rob. Rob wins again.
Damn it.
You're gonna have to win one week, Hal.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, at least I'm getting at least one.
It's like the consolation one.
Oh, right, is that what you did?
It's like an own goal at the end. That's what's happened.
Yeah.
Don't say that. That's horrible.
Anyway,
guys, 1 second. I need to put it into the spreadsheet.
Okay. That sounded like it was a lot of more letters
good typing,
than
Matt.
it would need to be.
I'm good at typing.
Should we do a quick chat about what we did last week, Matt?
We played some games.
We did play some games with our friend Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Who you've heard about quite a lot on this podcast.
Biggest fan, Paul.
Yeah, number one.
We like
chairman of the fan club.
We like Paul.
So we sat down for a few hours and played a bit of The Last of Us, which is Paul's, I think it's his favourite game, is it? Has he played it before?
Maybe.
I can't remember.
For him being your biggest fan, you're not really hot on his info.
I was being sarcastic.
Oh, right, okay.
He's played. I can't remember how many times he estimated, but it was
a lot.
A lot of times.
So we sat down. Matt played most of it in the hardest difficulty we could possibly.
Yeah.
Put
Did
it
you
on.
play it in the dark?
No, it's daytime.
No, it's the middle of the day.
Yeah.
You didn't want to crap your pants.
Yeah, basically. So we've sort of played through that, chatted through it for about 3 hours, I think, of gameplay.
Yeah, about 3 hours.
I didn't get very far, but it's quite funny. So that'll be on YouTube at some point.
It will indeed.
It will indeed. And we also played about an hour of Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
Which me and Paul are both. Paul's like a big Dark Souls fan. I've jumped on a Dark Souls 3, so we've both played it before and kind of know the lore and the story and stuff. And it's just quite fun to watch Matt play it and struggle.
Yeah, because
someone who's never played Dark Souls before, it's hilarious.
Like it.
Huh?
So I've never played anything like it.
Yeah. So it's quite funny. So that'll be up soon as well. And maybe I'll put in a little clip here of what you can expect to hear. Maybe. Don't know what it'll be.
Yeah, drop stick. Right. I'm going to tell you now. I do not want you wasting the stick. If you just go and punch someone with the stick, you get 4 hits with it and you'll kill them.
Yeah.
However, if you brick, run up and slap them with the stick, it's a 1-hit kill.
Slap them with the stick.
So that stick
That's
there.
what he says to all the ladies.
Yeah. That stick there is 4 kills. That's what you got to think about. So brick, slap, 1 kill. Yeah, that's how you make love. Brick, slap.
Brick. I'm staying in. Yeah, that means no hear that.
This is why I don't have a girlfriend. They're all unconscious.
But we'll release them in a few episodic chunks, I think.
Sounds good.
And they'll be up in the coming weeks, so keep an eye on that. And we do have a YouTube site now, so you can probably find that if you Google it or something. I don't know. I'll put the link below.
Yeah.
You can find it.
And we'll have some news as well.
Not yet. It's not time for that.
Okay.
But if you want to help out the show, help us do more stuff, help us host some audio files.
Yeah.
Pay for some advertising, stuff like that.
Yeah. Pay for cinema.
Yeah, tickets. You can help us out by going to Patreon. I'll put the link below. If you want to give $1 or something a month, or less, or more, whatever, that's fine. That'd be great. We'd really appreciate it. But if you don't want to, that's also fine. We're still going to do the podcast. Yeah.
We'll just be a little bit poorer.
Well, we'll be the same.
Oh, yeah,
they're not taking money away from us.
No, but we're using our money and we can't afford it.
Yeah, true. But that's what happens, isn't it?
Yeah, it's life.
That's life. And we also have an Amazon affiliates link. If you want to buy stuff through Amazon, you can click on our link and buy your stuff, and somehow we get money back from what you buy.
Do you know how it works?
So I have no idea how it works, but apparently it does. And it doesn't cost you anything, and we get money for it. So maybe try that.
Quid's in.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins, apart from you and Amazon.
Oh, well, apart from Amazon, you still win because you get what you want.
You still have to pay for it.
Oh, yeah. But
you're just normal.
Yeah,
you're just neutral.
Normal. We win.
We just get money.
You're normal. Amazon loses slightly.
Yeah.
That's good, though.
That's good.
Well, no, I mean, I don't want to disparage Amazon, but multinational conglomerate that pays no tax.
Shh.
Anyway.
They're listening. They're always listening.
I love
Matt.
Amazon.
Yes.
Where can people find you?
They can find me at MJHall94 on Twitter on my personal account, or more likely at the Fortnightly Pod on Twitter, which is another podcast that you should check out that I do with some people. And if you're yearning for a Halloween special, we've just put ours up, which is kind of entertaining. We sort of winged it, but I think it's fun. I think it's a good laugh. You get to hear a funny camel story about me.
I was there.
You were there for that camel story.
Were you talking?
It's a vivid memory.
A vivid memory, yeah. So you should check that out. That's where you can find me and the stuff that I do in my spare time.
Good stuff. And you can find us on Twitter at realfilm_movies, and on Facebook and everything else that we just mentioned. And all our reviews and stuff are at realfilmmoviereviews.wordpress.com. And I think that's it.
Yeah, I think so.
Matt's putting some more stuff in his spreadsheet. That sounds it.
I'm actually filming.
Episode done.
Completed.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
What we do next week? We don't know.
We'll see. Twitter poll it.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.